Hello, everyone, and welcome to our winter edition of Smartsheet Lately, where we highlight a few of the latest releases brought to you by our product teams. My name is Tori, and I am a product marketing manager here at Smartsheet, and I am so excited to be with you all today to showcase these new features. We've released quite a few features these past few months, but today we're going to review some of those that we think are going to help you take your Smartsheet work to the next level. First, we'll walk through the brand new support portal, which will ease and streamline the process of requesting assistance from our customer support team. We'll then take a look at Run Workflow Now, which now provides us with the ability to test our automated workflows. You'll get a glimpse at one of my favorite dashboard design tricks as we dive deeper into the Clickable title widget release. And lastly, we'll get the first glimpse at the very exciting and possibly life-changing release of Column Connection, which will be coming to you soon. So without further ado, let's dive in. With the new support portal, you can submit and track all of your support requests in a central location. Previously, customers would rely on email to request technical support and subsequently work with someone on our support staff. While you are still able to respond to your tickets via email, you will in addition have the option to respond through the portal. Using the support portal will enable you to easily check on the status of your requests, as well as provide any additional details that will help our team assist you. So let's head into Smartsheet and see how exactly we access the portal and track our requests. Within Smartsheet, you can access the new support portal by navigating to the help icon on the bottom left of your Smartsheet screen and selecting Contact Us. This will reroute you to the support portal, but first you're going to need to select your applicable region. And once you're in, you will be brought to the Contact Support screen. This may look familiar to you if you've opened a support case online before, and know that the process for opening a case online is the exact same as you've been doing it, except now you have the visibility into open and active cases, as well as look back on any that have been closed. Our open cases will be here on this main screen, and we can view our previously open cases by clicking on View All Cases. Now back on the main portal page, we can start a new case by clicking on Open a New Support Case below. Pro tip, when you're filling this out, always include as much information as possible and add screenshots when you can. Providing the support team with as much context as you can offer will help reduce the back and forth and speed up resolution time. Here I'm going to copy in some case information for the case team to review. And once when I'm all set filling in my title and my description, I will go ahead and hit next. And this brings us to categorizing our request. So here, to the best of my ability, I'm going to categorize what exactly my case is in regards to. So my case was in regards to sharing permissions. So here under topic, I'm going to come to more options and just review the options that I have available to me. And I'm going to keep it selected to sheet general questions as this is related to sharing a sheet. Now coming down to feature, I'm going to select sharing and views, which is a bit more specific. But again, under more options, I do have additional features that I can use to categorize my request. I'm now brought to some helpful resources that may be in line with the request that I am sending over to the support team. So I can come through, take a look through these resources, see if any of them can help me resolve what I may be running into, and if not, I can continue and go ahead and hit next. Now I am on my final issue details screen. Here is where I can go ahead and upload any files, any screenshots that I may have that can support and show exactly what I'm seeing on my end to the team, and update my contact information here as well. Now keep in mind that any of the information I enter here between my name, my phone number, and my email is simply for contact purposes. It will not adjust any information associated to your Smartsheet account. So I'm going to come in, I'm just going to enter a fake phone number in here, and I'm going to go and set create case. Now that it is all set, we'll see here that I have a request successfully submitted notification. I can go back and view my requests, which means I can also add additional information if I feel like I forgot something, need to upload additional files. This is also where I will see any updates come in from the support team. Before the support portal, you had to keep a close eye on your email to ensure you were tracking updates and communication coming in from our support team. Now, as we saw, you can easily track and make updates to your cases in a central location. And don't worry, you can still respond to your support cases via email, but know that you can always head back to the portal in case you can't find it. The Run Workflow Now functionality enables you to manually trigger workflows, meaning you can bypass the trigger you have created, whether it's based on a date being reached or a row being added or changed. The workflows will still follow the conditions and actions that you have set up, which gives us the ability to test them and ensure that they are configured to work the way we need them to. But it is very important to call out here that while you may be testing, that does mean that there could be changes made to your sheet data depending on the type of workflow you are running. You can access the Run Workflow Now functionality by clicking on the three dots that appear in the top right corner of an active workflow. When opting to manually trigger the workflow, you will have the options to decide who will receive the notification, whether it's yourself or those referenced in a contact list field, as well as which rows you want to take action on. Note that manually running a workflow will not override any scheduled runs that are coming up. Now let's head back into Smartsheet to walk through how we can manually run our workflows. So back in Smartsheet, I am on a contract management sheet that I have pulled from a template set. And here we'll see we have a few rows of contracts and some information associated to them. A key column to call out is this contract expiration date. So I've already configured an automated workflow for this sheet where I want to send out a reminder to the contract manager that they have a contract expiration date approaching within the next 30 days. And before it sends out, I want to make sure that it will run correctly. So I want to make sure I'm testing it and sending it through the Run Workflow Now functionality. In order to access our Run Workflow Now, I will head up to Automation in the top left corner of my screen and select Manage Workflows. We'll see that I have a few automations here, but the one at the top, my contract expiring 30-day reminder, is the one that I've just created, and I want to make sure that it's going to work as intended. But before we run it through the workflow, let's take a look at what it looks like so we can see exactly what we're working with. Heading into my edit mode, we'll see here at the top in my trigger box, which is our first block here, that I have a trigger of when a date is reached, but 30 days before, and specifically the contract expiration date that's listed for a given row. So this gives me a dynamic trigger, meaning it will apply to each row once when we've hit that 30-day mark prior to that expiration date. Below, I have a condition where I've specified that I actually only need to send this reminder for any contract where the contractor name is either ABC Store or Local Hardware. As long as our row hits that 30-day mark and it is one of the contractor names listed here, then I want to make sure we are alerting the person that is within my contact field. All right, so because this is set to 30 days before, I don't want to wait 30 days until the next expiring contract to make sure that this sends in the way I need it to. So I'm going to run this through the Run Workflow Now to test it. So I'm going to cancel out of my workflow, and I'm going to come up to those three dots, and here I have the option to select Run Now. When I've selected Run Now, I first have that option to decide, am I triggering the workflow for the entire sheet, or do I want to specify the workflow for a specific row? So now, when we select Trigger Workflow on specific rows, we do have the ability to put in the exact row number that we want this workflow to trigger for. Here, I'm going to keep it set to Trigger Workflow for the entire sheet, as I only have a handful of rows. And knowing I also have some conditions in there, I know it's only going to apply to 2 or 3 of the rows listed in my sheet. Coming down to recipients, I can determine if I want to send this notification to just myself, or if it's going to be sent to the contact specified in that contact column for that given row. Because I'm testing this and I don't want to send out any unnecessary notifications, I'm going to select for this to be sent just to myself. All right, we'll see we have this little reminder down here at the bottom, reminding you that we will apply any condition blocks that have been determined while configuring your workflow. So while you may opt for this to apply to the entire sheet, we're still considering those parameters that were indicated while building out the automated workflow. Now I can go ahead and run my workflow. We'll see that it has successfully ran, so I'm going to go ahead and hit OK and pop back out into my Smartsheet screen so I can wait for that notification to pop up within my alert section of Smartsheet. The Run Workflow Now functionality provides us the ability to test out workflows to ensure they run as intended. Manually triggering the workflow will bypass trigger block settings, however, will continue to respect the condition and action blocks implemented. Keep in mind when manually running your workflows, you have the ability to specify which rows to take action on, as well as who should be receiving the notification. This latest dashboard release is going to help you enhance your dashboard interactions. With the Clickable title widget, you have the ability to make your dashboard titles interactive by redirecting your dashboard viewers to other Smartsheet assets or outside URLs when clicked on. What I love about this release is that while it might seem small, it really can take your dashboard from one level to the next. And today, I'm going to show you one of my favorite dashboard design tricks, creating buttons, which you can now use this new feature to accomplish. So I'm going to head back into Smartsheet onto a dashboard to walk through how we can create clickable title widgets. So here I am back in Smartsheet and I am on my campaigns overview dashboard, which is just one of a handful of dashboards that my team refers to on a daily basis. And to ensure that everyone on my team can quickly access all of the resources that they need to, I have created navigational buttons at the top of my dashboard. So this campaigns overview all the way over to the right to team portal. They are all set as title widgets, but I have set a handful of them to being clickable. You can certainly still use the shortcut widget here if desired. I just prefer the look and feel of the buttons as they present a bit cleaner. Now, depending on your solution and the resources that you're linking out to, you can create what we call a carousel effect with your dashboards, meaning when I click on these buttons here, so clicking on Request Portal, it's going to take me to my campaign requests. And we'll see as I clicked on that button, my campaigns overview, which was previously a light gray, has now changed to a dark gray background, and my request portal, which was previously that dark gray background, has now been reset to being a light gray background, visually indicating to the person interacting with the dashboards that this is the dashboard that you are currently on. Now, if I click into my project dashboard, we're going to see that pattern continue. Now I've set up my first few here, and we're going to walk through setting up my marketing portal. They can access that marketing portal as well. I'm going to go back to that campaigns overview and make that change to my marketing portal link. So I'm going to head into edit mode here at the top and select edit dashboard. Now within the edit mode, I'm going to go to my marketing portal title widget that we have here. And when I double click on it, it's going to open up the settings associated to this title widget. And the settings I have available to me are selecting that widget behavior, which is going to make it clickable. So again, I have the options to take no action, which means it's simply just a title widget as you have been using previously when building dashboards, but I can set it to open another site, which will allow me to input a valid URL here, as well as open a Smartsheet item. So to continue that pattern of the carousel effect, I'm going to select Open a Smartsheet item, and it's going to take me to a list of all of the items that I have available to me within Smartsheet, and I'm going to look for my marketing dashboard. And I'm going to select that item here and hit OK. And now it has been configured to take my users to the marketing portal when clicked on. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And now we'll see as I hover over the marketing portal title widget, I now have my clicker icon here. So I can go ahead and click on that marketing portal, and we'll see that has now taken me to my marketing shared services dashboard. As we just explored, clickable title widgets really open the door for us to further customize our dashboards and how our stakeholders interact with them. Whether using them as navigational buttons or not, this new feature streamlines access to helpful resources, Smartsheet assets, and outside links for our dashboard viewers. While this feature technically has not been released yet, we're just so excited about it, and we want to make sure you are aware that this enhancement is within arm's reach. Reports will be more resilient and require less time to manage, as sheet admins will be able to change column names without breaking existing reports. Previously, when pulling your Smartsheet columns into your reports, Smartsheet would pull based off of the name that the column has been given. However, with this update, columns are now referenced by their unique column IDs, a value that lives behind the scenes. Now, don't worry, you don't need to memorize your column IDs, simply want to provide that additional context as to how we made this change possible. With this enhancement, you will see a visual indicator within report columns alerting you that there has been a change in the column's underlying name, and columns have been connected. You can then drill down further to see what changes have been made, and decide to disconnect the columns and report on the data separately. If you want to keep them connected and as is, you can also go ahead and rename the column to something different. Again, this capability will be released in the very near future, but to give you a clear look at what to expect, I'm going to pass things off to my teammate and our reporting product marketing manager, Allegra.
Let's talk about Column Connect, one of the most requested enhancements by customers since reporting was first released. Reports give you insight into your business by connecting columns across sheets so you can see things like the status of all your projects or the make of all your cars in one place. But what happens when one of your program teams changes the name of the make column to manufacturer instead? The columns silently disconnect in your report, resulting in incomplete reporting and manual work to fix. But thanks to our new enhancement, reports stay connected even when you change column names on underlying sheets, so your team can tailor their sheets to their processes without disrupting your roll-up reporting. An icon in your report column will alert you if columns have been connected, so you can drill in to see what's changed. You can then rename the column or choose to disconnect them if you'd prefer to report them separately.
Thanks for the overview, Allegra. As someone who owns a ton of reports within Smartsheet, I cannot wait for this release to be rolled out. Again, this enhancement will ensure that your reports stay intact even when underlying column names are changed. This will reduce the amount of maintenance required on your end and aid in keeping your reporting consistent. Be sure to keep your eyes peeled for our formal announcement of this release going live. Today we looked at a few of our recent releases, but be sure to check out where we are heading. Recently, our SVP of Product Management, Ben Canning, posted a blog on our website highlighting what our product teams are working on and what you can expect out of Smartsheet in the near future. If you haven't checked it out yet, you can find the blog post within our Content Center at the link provided. Along with this quarterly release focused webinar, there are a ton of resources available to you as a Smartsheet user. Our Help and Learning Center is full of help articles and learning resources on Smartsheet functionality. And if you haven't already, check out our upcoming user group schedule. User groups are virtual and in-person events where we provide a space for you to learn and see how other Smartsheet enthusiasts have incorporated Smartsheet into their work. Smartsheet University provides users with various forms of training, and this is a great place to begin or advance your Smartsheet learning journey. Be sure to check out our community where you can connect with other Smartsheet users. And lastly, check out our upcoming webinar schedule at the link provided. And that brings us to the end of today's session. As a reminder, any questions we were not able to get to, we will follow up with via email. Thank you again for joining, and we look forward to seeing you again at our Spring 2023 release webinar in the coming months.